Hello sweet friends, Michelle here with Graham and Chance, and today we're doing another vegan what I eat in the day video. Toni's coming over. We're both finally vaccinated and able to hang out again, which is so great. So she's gonna come over. I don't know what we'll be cooking up, but we're starting it off with breakfast, which I forgot to film, but we made a strawberry smoothie. Graham and I make a smoothie every morning, sometimes multiple times a day because he loves it so much. So this smoothie is really simple. It's just 2 fresh ripe bananas. The riper the better. A bunch of organic strawberries, this soy milk, the ingredients are literally just water and organic soybeans, and a little handful of rolled oats. You can add these if you have a high-powered blender. That's it. Usually I'll add flax seeds or chia seeds, but we kept it really simple today. So that's breakfast. Yeah, can you help put those away? Where did they go? Over here? Did they go in the freezer? Very good. Thanks, Graham.
It is lunchtime and I am really hungry, and we are excited to be making our friend's garlic. What is it called exactly?
It is called
Get Her Done Garlic Noodles. It is from her new book called Fast, Easy, Cheap Vegan. It just came out recently and the book is so beautiful. It has fantastic photos and it's just well laid out, in my opinion. It's easy to navigate. The photos are big and clear and make you want to eat them. They're all very appetizing.
And I was flipping through this book earlier to just see what in my personal life I wanted to make. And as you guys can see, I tabbed a whole bunch of these, which often I'll look through cookbooks and I'll be like, that looks good, but it's too complicated. This is great. So I'm really excited to make this. All you need are rice noodles, which we have these 8 ounces of rice noodles. We've got soy sauce, brown sugar, rice vinegar, sesame oil, vegan butter, green onions, garlic, and sesame seeds. Water is boiling to make the noodles, and then we're gonna mix our sauce. I'll be right back. I'm gonna put Chance.
We're gonna do, that's Chancey, Michelle's doggy. He's a senior dog now. He's a big wolf dog. If you've watched our videos in the past, you have seen him. And if you have our Friendly Vegan Cookbook, he also makes an appearance in there as well. 1/4 cup right there. And next we've got 1/4 cup brown sugar and 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar.
We're doing sesame oil. So we have 4 teaspoons.
This is it?
Yeah, that's it.
Perfect.
And then there's only one more step. This is so easy.
Yeah, I love that. Water's almost ready to start cooking the noodles.
Lid on that. Oh, this is something that I never thought about before. I oftentimes would bring water to boil without a lid, but I was recently reading how it's an eco-friendly tip to always boil your water with a lid on because it boils faster, so you have to use less of the heat. Now, melt the vegan butter in a large skillet over medium heat, and we're gonna add our green onions. And then the butter that we're gonna be using today is this Flora butter. What I love about this is that it's really sustainable and that it's not packaged in plastic. So this recipe calls for a lot of garlic. It is Get Her Done garlic noodles after all. We're not using this. We're using minced garlic from a jar instead. I used to be such a garlic snob. I was like, only fresh garlic. It's just the best that way, but I'm a busy mom. Graham is napping right now and our time is limited, and I finally jumped on Toni's bandwagon of jarred garlic. It saves so much time, plus your hands don't have to smell like garlic all day. So we're gonna use jarred garlic, and maybe you can suggest how much 8 cloves
I'm gonna put half of what's left in here.
Okay.
Let's see. We are big garlic lovers.
You could dump it all in.
Yeah, we are huge garlic lovers. It was so funny because Michelle's mom is also a big garlic lover, and she was a recipe tester for our cookbook, the Friendly Vegan Cookbook, and almost every recipe, we would have made any recipe, she was like, could use more garlic. And I was like, that's where Michelle gets it from.
Yep, always more garlic.
Does this go directly in here? Or
no, this is going to go in with
the butter?
Onions.
Oh,
green onions.
So it looks like we'll have about 2 tablespoons of jarred garlic.
Okay, cool.
And
let us know in the comments, are you team jarred garlic or fresh garlic?
This was actually a big thing between Michelle and I. I would go to Costco to do videos with Michelle, and those big giant jars, super size for the next year of your life. And Michelle would be like, I like fresh garlic, it's so much better. And I was like, yeah, but the time you have to crush it, you have to peel it, and I know it doesn't seem like a lot of time, but when you are super rushed during the work week, or you're tired, and
or it calls for 8 cloves of garlic,
then it is really helpful.
We're gonna add our green onions and jarred garlic. I have never sauteed green onions on their own before with garlic, but this seems like a dream. I want to add this to every recipe now. Okay, so these have been cooking for a few minutes. They are fragrant, smelling amazing. We're gonna go ahead and add our drained noodles. Yum, and our sauce.
All of it. Can I just use the rest in the pan?
I know, it looks so pretty in the pan. There we go.
All right. Oh, it looks as it's supposed to. Sometimes that doesn't happen when you're cooking from recipe books.
Yeah, that's very important.
But it looks as it does in the photo.
I'd say it looks better than it does in the photo.
Oh.
To be honest, from the photo, I wasn't sure if I should use regular noodles or rice noodles, but I think it looks better. All right. Oh, this is way better than I usually eat for lunch.
Yeah.
Cheers. Delicious.
That is very good.
That's so good. That's just perfect. It's perfect and it's so easy. Sam, thank you. Good job. This is everything I want in a quick and easy recipe.
That's good. All right, we're gonna go eat the rest, and we will see you at dinner.
Highly recommend though, you guys. Check out this book. It's awesome.
What I eat in the day, Graham style. We have a peanut butter, banana, and jelly sandwich. Yes. Avocado and tomatoes, and then strawberries. Keeping it simple, and then he'll get some of our soup that we make. Thank you.
Is that your tomato? Yum.
I have been laying really, really low for a year, but now that we're vaccinated, or wanted to go on an adventure, so we headed out to Pressed Juicery. It was by the plant shop that we were gonna stop by, and we got one of their little freezy soft serve things. These soft serves are really healthy. They're made from nuts and just totally natural whole foods. So something I feel comfortable sharing with Graham, and he loved it. Oh my gosh. I also love how almost all of the toppings at Pressed Juicery are vegan, even the gummy bears and chocolate chips. So cool. Hi! Getting some mint to grow and some flowers. Yay! Graham's first time at a plant store.
For dinner, we wanted to make something in the Instant Pot because we weren't sure what to have for dinner, and we are constantly asked by you guys, how do we use our Instant Pot? What do we make in there? And to be honest, most often Toni and I don't use recipes. We just throw in what we have and use a proper amount of liquid, and then use something like Better Than Bouillon to flavor it. So we're gonna show you how we do this. Right now we're literally just cleaning out my fridge. We have onions that are way about to go bad, but Toni is the queen of saving things that are gonna go bad. So these are used old onions. We've got celery. You go for it. Graham's awake.
All right, Graham's awake, so I'm gonna take over. Yes, Michelle and I use the Instant Pot all the time. It is the most utilized tool that we both have in our kitchens. I use mine 2 times a day. I'll cook some quinoa for dinner and throw something together like this for lunch. And we're doing it the opposite way today. We're doing this, throw everything in the Instant Pot for dinner, and we're using some quinoa and a blend that Michelle created with lentils and quinoa, some Italian barley, and then we had a little bit of minced garlic left over from our lunch, so we're gonna scrape it and use every last drop of minced garlic. This is my favorite base right now. It is the Better Than Bouillon no chicken base. It has a V for vegan. Don't confuse it with the one that is chicken. There are 2, a chicken one and then a vegetarian broth. So get the vegan version. It is so good. Then we've got some carrots. Again, Michelle mentioned that her onions are growing. And then kind of random, but she has some Brussels sprouts that she hasn't used up and they're on their way out, so we're gonna use those too. I'm going to chop everything up and then I'll show you once it's all chopped up, and we'll show you how to put it in the Instant Pot. So here's what I did. I sliced carrots, diced onions, halved Brussels sprouts, and I chopped up all of the celery just from what we had left over, and I left on the greens. The greens are good too.
We are just taking the empty Instant pot, clean and dry, and we're just gonna dump and go. Now, the Instant Pot does have a saute function, so you could put the onions technically in there first with some oil and saute it before adding everything else, but honestly, Toni and I all the time skip that step and it is totally just fine. So we're gonna take all these chopped celery. Notice how Toni kept like these parts of the celery in, because you can totally eat that. You don't need to throw it away, prevent food waste. And we're gonna
I feel like this whole soup is preventing food waste.
It is. It is. You really need to come over weekly and be like, Michelle, we need to rescue these things. Stat.
If you are guilty of throwing away food and it makes you hurt inside, I totally understand. Having a big pot of soup or a curry or a stir fry will help you get rid of them.
Yeah.
In a way that is sustainable.
So as you saw, we didn't measure anything. We just dumped in lots of veggies. Now we are going to add in dry goods. So I just look in my pantry and I see what I have on hand. I love barley in a soup. It gives it a little bit of a chewy,
I love that.
Yeah, it's kind of like a pasta, almost like pasta, but I'm gonna add some barley. Again, I don't measure this. I just eyeball and then I just make sure I add plenty of water when we're adding our soup. So we're gonna add a bit of barley.
And you don't have to use barley. If you have some split peas at your house or some brown lentils or just quinoa, that works too.
Yeah, quinoa is something I've been adding a little bit more recently to my soups. But it always cooks. It doesn't have long cook time, so it'll always cook no matter how long you're putting it in there for. Quinoa is a complete protein, so you're getting all your amino acids. It's a great healthy addition. And then this is just a mix of like, I don't even know what these are called, but teeny tiny black lentils and
red lentils and some quinoa.
And a little bit of quinoa.
Did you make those mixes yourself?
I just had not enough storage containers and I'd have little bits left, so I was just like, well, I just dump it in soup anyway. All right, so here's what we've got. Now we are going to add water. I usually put about 10 cups in, or I fill it to the 10 cup line, 8 to 10 cups, but we'll see. And then you add the equivalent amount of Better Than Bouillon, and then we're just gonna use the rest of this jarred garlic. I'm gonna put that all in there.
It's really coming in handy. Those jars of garlic, if you shop at Walmart, they're like $1.99.
Yeah.
And come in so handy.
And the nice thing is, like, I know they sell those pre-peeled garlic, but that almost always comes in a lot of plastic and it goes bad in the fridge. So these last longer and they're in glass, which is recyclable. So that is a win. I'm gonna go get some water.
I'm just gonna take this whole thing and I'm gonna fill it at the sink, so BRB.
Oh, wait, how will you know how much it goes in though?
This is all eyeball. I cook, I mean, I obviously do recipes, but for the purpose of this type of recipe, I'm going to take this, put it directly under the sink, fill it to about, so it's filled at 6 right now with just the food. I'm gonna fill it to about somewhere between 10 and 12. You wanna make sure that there's enough water for the ingredients to expand. And then I'm going to eyeball this. And at the end, what I do is I use it sparingly in this process. And at the end, I do a taste test. And if it's still a little bland, I'll add in another tablespoon. So that's what I'm gonna do.
That's actually a really good tip. Yeah, I've never done it that way before. If you are less confident in eyeballing it, you can make sure you add plenty of water and just measure the amount of water by cups. So I'll usually add 2 cups at a time. And then the bouillon, you add 1 teaspoon per cup of water.
I'm just gonna start with a tablespoon. And then at the end, we're gonna taste test it to see if it needs any more. And at this time, you can add in really whatever. If you want to add in some cumin or some oregano, that's all good too. And then if you wanted to use fresh herbs, you can do all of that at the end. So I usually add in sriracha, lemon juice.
Can you do dill?
You can do dill.
Do you like dill?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like dill?
Yum, yum. Okay, so I'm going to close this and, Michelle, I'm so impressed by how clean you keep yours. Mine is a mess.
I feel like mine is a mess.
Okay, so I'm gonna move this a little bit closer. And here, there are lots of different settings. I'm going to put my... You do manual?
I usually do manual and then
than
I scoot down to however many minutes we want to do it. Which, how long do we want to put this in for? The barley, I think, probably needs... 8. Should we do 8? Let's do 8.
So, there are many... Sorry, there are many different models. And there are some that have venting built in, some that don't, some that have a pressure function and no manual function like mine, and then Michelle's has more buttons than mine. So it all comes out the same, and they're all very super simple to work. If you have one that you're not familiar using, you can do a quick YouTube video, and that's how I learn all of my cooking stuff. All right. We'll show you when it is ready.
So the Instant Pot just went off. I turned off the keep warm cancel button because this we can release the steam. And check out our soup. Wow. Careful, it's hot, Gran. Wow. So this is what we've got. And then we can taste for flavor if we want to add more bouillon at this point or anything like that. I love adding sriracha. We were going to add spice, but we try to keep it gram friendly. So that's how it's done. Cheers, everybody.
Hope you enjoyed that, what I eat in a day. I am so excited to finish eating this soup. It is very tasty.
Yum! This was a simple, unplanned day, but we'd love to do more. Drop us a comment down below on what kind of videos you'd like to see, because we'll be filming lots more in the near future. Yay! Love you all.
And make sure you give this a thumbs up, subscribe, and let us know what you're eating, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye!
Bye!